How did the 38-years-old prince achieve staunch solidity with regards to power, eliminating threats and rivals, and his reforms on economic and societal sphere? Well, let's dive into it. Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, often referred to as the Young Prince, consolidated power in Saudi Arabia through several strategic moves. Anti-corruption campaign. In 2017, MBS launched a high-profile anti-corruption campaign that targeted prominent princes, businessmen, and officials. This initiative was seen as a way to consolidate power by removing potential rivals and redistributing wealth under his control. Centralization of power. MBS undertook reforms that concentrated power in his hands, notably sidelining other branches of the royal family and curtailing the influence of religious conservatives. This included arresting influential figures who opposed his policies, softening and silencing the religious critics, with many behind bars. Vision 2030. MBS championed Vision 2030, a plan to diversify Saudi Arabia's economy away from oil dependence and modernize society. This initiative garnered support from younger Saudis and presented MBS as a visionary leader.
This past Sunday, 60 Minutes ran a piece on the Crown Prince, calling him a visionary, a revolutionary, saying he was liberating women by teaching.
International relations. He cultivated strong ties with Western leaders and positioned himself as a key ally in regional stability efforts. This international support provided him with leverage and legitimacy on the global stage. Media and public relations. MBS utilized media and public relations campaigns to promote his image domestically and internationally, portraying himself as a reformer and modernizer. These actions collectively enabled Mohammed bin Salman to solidify his power base and diminish threats and rivals within Saudi Arabia, positioning himself as a dominant force in the kingdom's leadership. Yet the job is not done. We can help but eulogize his success. Every great leader ought to achieve domestic stability, but more on the horizon regional stability, influence and dominance. Iran, yes, Tehran. The kingdom and Iran have long had a tense and adversarial relationship characterized by geopolitical rivalry, sectarian tensions, and proxy conflicts in the Middle East, which Iran views his counterpart as force behind the instability in the region. Here are some key aspects of their relations. Geopolitical rivalry. Saudi Arabia and Iran vie for influence in the Middle East, each seeking to assert dominance and shape regional dynamics. This competition often plays out through support for opposing factions and involvement in proxy wars. Religious and sectarian divide. Saudi Arabia is predominantly Sunni Muslim, while Iran is predominantly Shia Muslim. This religious divide has exacerbated tensions and fueled sectarian conflicts across the region. Proxy conflicts. Saudi Arabia and Iran are involved in proxy conflicts in various countries, including Yemen, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon. Also, the kingdom normalization of relations with Israel adds tense to their relations because the Palestinian issue. Diplomatic relations. Official diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran have been strained, with periods of diplomatic severance and minimal communication. They often engage through intermediaries or multilateral forums rather than direct dialogue. Recent developments. Efforts to de-escalate tensions have occasionally surfaced, such as diplomatic talks mediated by Kuwait and Oman. However, significant breakthroughs in improving relations, which was achieved with the mediation on China on sidelines, yielded fruitful results, each compromising for regional stability and a new Middle East. Indeed, this was a huge success on international scale and geopolitical power shift and balance. Saudi Arabia's entry into the BRICS bloc and the recent end of the petrodollar deal with the US signify major geopolitical shifts. The Biden administration, understanding the importance of its relationship with Saudi Arabia, is reportedly finalizing a defense treaty with the kingdom to foster diplomatic ties between Saudi Arabia and Israel. The acceptance of Saudi Arabia into BRICS could influence this decision, especially if the kingdom begins trading all in currencies other than the US dollar. This shift could weaken the dollar's dominance in the oil market, potentially leading to higher inflation, interest rates, and a weaker bond market in the US. This highlights the broader economic and geopolitical implications of Saudi Arabia's strategic moves. Currently, Saudi Arabia still accepts US dollars for all, but other major economies, particularly China, are pushing for a change. China has been encouraging Saudi Arabia to accept the yuan for all purchases, and the kingdom has shown openness to this idea. According to Sputnik, while nearly 80% of global oil sales are priced in dollars, there is a growing trend towards using local currencies. 2023, 20% of global oil was bought in currencies other than the dollar, indicating a significant shift in the energy trade landscape. Yet, amidst all these changes, Vision 2030 remains a beacon of MBS's leadership. It represents not just an economic plan, but a roadmap for transforming Saudi Arabia into a more diverse, inclusive, and forward-looking society. As the world watches, MBS's journey is a complex interplay of power, reform, and ambition, with many critics and eulogies. As we delve deeper into the evolving landscape of Saudi Arabia under Mohammed bin Salman, the kingdom with Salman offers a glimpse into the future he envisions. With Vision 2030 at the helm, the transformation of Saudi Arabia is not just a dream, but a rapidly unfolding reality. Stay tuned to witness how this young prince continues to shape the destiny of a nation.